Hi there, Cappy. It's Healing Grasshopper here to do your last week in October reading, the 25th through the 31st. Um, Damn, Cappy, I'm really annoyed that I started this reading and I was really excited about it. I started to talk about it. I happened to glance over to my computer and see that it wasn't recording. So the moment was kind of missed, but that's okay. We can recreate it. I'm thrilled to see the Wheel of Fortune here in the opening of your reading. Number one, because I am a Capricorn sun myself. Number two, because I know very well how difficult things have been for you all, including myself. Um, Wheel of Fortune in the beginning of your reading here says more than just good fortune. It talks, the energy coming off of the card right now is very much um, almost like the world's card feeling too, where you are going through a portal. This is change of fortune. And God, the feeling is so big, it's really hard to put into words, guys. It really feels like visible, tangible change. Look at this opportunity. Reversed? No. Seven of Cups. You see what I mean? It's like where things have been difficult. Wow. Where things have been difficult for us and, exhausting, there's suddenly a break in the clouds. It's like having sunlight on our faces for the first time in, a long time, or at least that's the way it feels. So here we have Seven of Cups as opportunity, but opportunities, plural. It's kind of like an avalanche of possibilities here where, it's just like option after option after option that's we're like dazzled by, like, wow, look at all these presents, you know. Um, Seven of Cups always holds the caveat, though, that it requires focus, that there is an initial burst of enthusiasm that kind of needs to be reined in because there's like business to be attended to. So the Nine of Wands is just as I was talking about the exhaustion, this card came out. This is describing exactly what I said. Like, oh, we're exhausted. But um this is an energy that we've been carrying with us into this new energy, right? Because things have been so difficult for us. And all of a sudden, we're like um, looking up with sweat on our brow and mud on our face, and wiping our brows like, wait, what is this now? What's happening? And here the sun comes out and, um, is what it really feels like. I'm excited because listen, I can use this kind of break myself. Um, and there's a part of me that always feels frustrated because, I speak to spirit almost on a daily basis where I'm like, I don't understand. I I've been waiting for a break too, but you guys keep telling me in readings that the break is coming, and I am uh, communicating it to my viewers, but it really doesn't feel that the breaks have arrived, or at least, they're like tiny little wins that like kind of evaporate. And then we're back into the same old Saturnian grind, if you know what I mean. Um, and Spirit has promised me over and over again, like, hang in there. It's going to get better. It's gonna change. Um, and this was the year that Spirit has been promising a turnaround for everyone, right? After Pluto leaving Capricorn and moving into Aquarius. And I've seen a lot of the other signs starting to turn. And we as Capricorns have been the last to experience the change, which of course should not surprise us because we're Capricorns. We are the tortoise in the tortoise and the hare movie, fable, um, that things go slower for us than everyone else. But we always tend to get to that win anyway. Um, so we've got to remember that there is no such thing as instant gratification for Capricorns. It does not happen. But we do get the gratification. Just takes a while. Part of I've always known this, even as a child when I was into astrology. I lived for one astrology book from Linda Goodman called Linda Goodman Sun Signs. I used to love that book. I still have it, and the spine is falling apart. It's such a loved book, but I won't let it go. I can get like a new copy, but I won't let go of my childhood copy. Anyway, um, even as a child, I understood that the Capricorn journey was not going to be an easy one. Um, but of course, it doesn't make it any easier when you're in the moment while you're going through it. Rest in peace to Linda Goodman. She's no longer with us. Such a great book. Wheel of Fortune, and then we're ending with the Fool. Is this reversed? It's not reversed. Okay. It's amazing how the cards are completely echoing what I've said. And there are so many messages here screaming out at me. It's like, whoa, focus. Let's talk about this one because this is what was screaming out of at me just now when I turned over the Fool. I was just talking about how the Capricorn journey is not easy and never quick. Um, but that we have to have faith. And that's the other thing that I've always held inside of me since I was a kid is that this journey is going to require a lot of faith because the payoffs are few and far between, and the journey to those payoffs are long and arduous. So it really, nobody has stronger faith than a Capricorn because we're constantly in that exercise of faith. Two of Wands over here. We're going to go back over here. This is about making the right choice for oneself and having faith in the choice that we've made. This is very much a faith in oneself. King of Wands carries that kind of sentiment as well. But we'll get to him in a moment. Let's get back in order here. Hierophant is in the center here, which, gosh, this is such a Capricornian reading. Hierophant is all about life's obligations, the things in life that are unavoidable, like death and taxes, right? This can represent like your job, eh, marriage, parenthood, um, your role as a student, that kind of thing where there are certain things that you need to follow and obligations that you have as hierophants. Um, Especially in this reading. It can have some other meanings, but in this reading, that's what it's talking about. And then you have the devil here, which is us, and talks about the theme in our of our lives of overcoming adversity and not being tied down to it. You know, Saturn puts us through many, many, many struggles where we are forced to kind of climb over the hurdles, no matter how high and jagged they are. It's like, come on, let's go. You know, um, you know what I just hopped into mind. Those, what do you call them? Those like obstacle courses that they have in the military and FBI. Like there are scenes of it in Silence of the Lambs with Clarice going through the trail with her having to climb over hurdles and climb up ropes and that kind of thing. That's very a very good metaphor for Capricorn and what we have to go through in life. You know, are other signs subjected to things like that? Yeah, but you can kind of liken it to um people in the FBI and military do it often. That's like par for the course for them, literally. But say civilians, they don't do that, you know. But for a Capricorn, this is like we do it all the time. That's what this is talking about here with the devil. And then before it, see how it has obligation that's unavoidable. And the devil here is like piece of cake. We're well equipped and trained and conditioned to overcome anything that's put in front of us, right? And then we have the King of Wands, who is kind of open to anything and confident that he can overcome anything. He is an excellent troubleshooter, um, who, when presented with a problem, he'll come up with a clever idea that no one else has thought of to set it right, that kind of thing. This is the Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk of the world, like Steve Jobs. Not that I'm a Steve Jobs fan, but those kind of people who, you know, defy the status quo and go their own route and are very successful at it. When everyone else tells them they're crazy, they're like, yeah, whatever. They go and do their thing anyway, and they dazzle everyone, right? So, in jumping over the hurdles and doing what we do, and in constantly strengthening ourselves, we rise to every challenge, is what this is saying. Ace of Pentacles, and both of these are saying that same message. Ace of Pentacles is talking about um, payoff. This is almost like saying that Saturn is like, this is pretty much the universe handing us a W. Like, job well done, here you go. This is your payoff finally, right? Um, but this is not payoff on a silver platter, though. That's another that would feel more like, there are other cards to really depict that, like maybe the Ten of Pentacles, but Nine of Pentacles. Um, what this really is saying there is support in the direction of abundance. And then here is the Fool, perfect placements. The Fool is facing the Ace of Pentacles, which is faith in moving towards this, right? The universe is handing us this golden opportunity, and we feel this opportunity and are moving instinctively towards it, right? So I mentioned Saturn before, that it feels also that it's more than just um, God, like the universe handing us this opportunity. I do also feel Saturn individually um, also being engaged in this, because there's a little bit of a diagonal link to Saturn here. And this is also like, I feel like, see, this is hard to explain too. As an empath, and for you empaths out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's very, very hard oftentimes to put a feeling into words. Like, how do you articulate this? Um, it's like Saturn will sometimes go out of his way to remind us that what he puts us through is for our greater good, right? So this is approaching the time where Saturn is like, see, I told you, here it is. Yes, you've been through a lot, but you've earned it. I needed for you to earn it, right? So here it is. I hope I'm making sense. And we talked about the Fool. The Ten of Swords is like, it's done with, it's over with. It's almost as if the Ten of Swords is having a dialogue with the Nine of Wands here, where this is the exhaustion. Like, hey, I'm tired already. When is this effort gonna come to an end and I can rest? Here's the Ten of Swords, like, yes, it's done. We are in a moment of closure. Now, when I talk about things like this, it's especially when we're talking about in a weekly reading, there arises the question of, okay, grasshopper, when is this going to happen? Monday, Tuesday? Is it happening Friday at the end of the week, in the middle? This is not saying that it's going to be resolved in this week. It's saying that this energy is materializing in this week to the point where there will be something, and something, it may be, I don't want to say small, but it may be not as noticeable, especially when you're in this kind of sentiment of exhaustion, that sometimes you may not see these opportunities materializing. Just be mindful of the moments in the week where you're like, oh, good, that worked out for me. Good. Be sure to take a moment and be grateful in that moment, because it's going to put you in the mindset of manifesting more of it, but also in somewhat alleviating this energy so you can see more of the opportunities as they come to you. Because they are coming. Knight of Cups pretty much talks about what I'm saying. This is about moving towards things with gratitude. Knight of Cups is often um, thought of in romantic terms, like moving towards things with love. But this is not about love. This is about something broader. This is about your life and the direction that it's going in. So, Knight of Cups, especially in this position, is talking about you moving forward with love, yes, with gratitude, with an open heart, instead of with pessimism, with a bad attitude, with focusing too much on the exhaustion. You understand? So there's nothing wrong with being exhausted. It's natural to be exhausted. But I'm just saying, don't lean into the exhaustion. Like don't let it consume you like that's all there is, because there's more to it than just exhaustion. You are actually getting somewhere. Yeah, of course. Five of Pentacles. Hold on. We'll see if that's reversed in a moment. Two more, please. Oh, what did I say about the world? You see? Wow. Guys, Lord have mercy. Okay, so not reversed. Page of Cups reversed. Moving with gratitude. And wow, the placement. Five of Pentacles attached to the Nine of Wands. You see how this energy is? And this is being placed here by Spirit to really have you examine this. This is exhaustion and discouragement along with despair. You know, remember I said don't lean into this? Because if you lean into this is what it creates. It creates the mindset of, oh, this is futile and I'm going nowhere, and oh, I'm always beat up upon, and oh, the world is against me. And I know I've talked about this before in other readings this year where I'm going to mention it again because I see it in my mind. that spirit is reminding me of one of my favorite movies. I'm laughing already. Oh my God, such a great movie. Um, and I'm dating myself here. For you Gen Xers and Boomers who grew up watching The Little Rascals, love The Little Rascals, right? Black and white TV show, so great, about a bunch of orphans. For those who don't know The Little Rascals, but um, they made a modern version of it in the 90s or early 2000s. It's such a great movie. Whoopi Goldberg's in it. Well, she makes a cameo. She's not really in it. But anyway, they found themselves a bunch of amazing kids to play in this movie. So amazing. So anyway, there's this scene where Alfalfa is running away from his bullies, and somehow it ends up where Alfalfa no longer has any he no longer has any clothes on, and he's in his underwear running through the neighborhood trying to get away from his bullies. And just like everything that could go wrong for the kid is happening. Um, and I forgot what it was that stops him. I think he bumps into the bullies come out of nowhere when he's trying to get away from them or something. And he looks up at the sky and like he's exhausted already. And he's like, oh my God, how could things get any worse? And then they did, right? And he looks up at the sky and says, and the skies open up and God says, I hate you, Alfalfa. So funny. It's just, you go see that movie because it's great. But I often get that reference in Capricorn readings because we feel like Alfalfa a lot. Like, can we ever get a freaking break? Like, ever. That's what this is here, right? But if you lean into the God hates me thing, oh, and then yeah, there was a reading, and then I did a short. If you look in my shorts, it says God doesn't hate you. I was referring to that as well. Um, but here it's like, oh, God help hates us. God doesn't love us anymore, and nothing's ever going to go well for us. When we know that's not true. Deep down, we know that's damn well not true. But anyway, if we lean into that, it can get us stuck in the mud. Temperance, right, is talking about alchemizing our lives, transmuting things. We go through difficult things. We are given every tool that we need to overcome these things and troubleshoot them, right? And this is temperance is putting it to work, right? And let's not forget here we have Hierophant's life's issues, and then we've got the despair here and on the other side of it we have temperance, which is like, let's transmute this business over here, right? Oh my God, my skin is so dry. Can you see this? Ashy. Oh, my mother would be so ashamed. Anyway, Page of Cups. We've got hold on to your dreams. Um, oh, and you know what else just came to mind? Harry Potter. There's one most of us can relate to. Most of us have read the books, watched the movies. The books were amazing, by the way, if you haven't read them. Even if you saw the movies, you should really read the books. Um, the Dementors, right? And what do the Dementors do? They drain you of all your hope and faith, right? And the more and more you allow yourself to be exposed to a dementor, the more and more you feel like, oh, life is futile, you know? And the remedy to that is the Patronus charm, right? So, which is in real life, that's very much like having something in our hearts that makes us happy or neutralizes that, like a mantra. I use my own mantra, which is, and you're welcome to copy it, which is I am loved, I am blessed, I am protected, I am supported over and over again until it begins to make me feel better. And the other thing is chocolate, right? And, metaphorically, all of this is applicable in real life. Chocolate is something that instantly makes us feel better, right? So this is the Patronus charm and chocolate to counterbalance the dementors in our life. Wow, I'm really on a tangent here, but it's important. Page of Cups is the other part of this, which is holding on to our dreams and focusing on our dreams. And look at how it is attached to the Fool here. This is having faith in our own dreams, right? And this overcomes the difficulties in life, which are our dreams, which can carry us away from um, those difficulties, right? Lead us away. The world, lead us away. This is us going through a portal. I want to cry, right? The world is a portal. It's a significant change in life, a change in paradigm. The foundation of this change comes from the divine, from the universe. But we have to meet the divine halfway, right? We've got our fuel from the divine, but we've also got to feed it with our own steam, right? By steam, I mean efforts and our faith, our enthusiasm in pulling away from our negative thoughts and overcoming adversity. 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment, a celebration after the storm. And I promise you, you couldn't possibly have any better card to end this reading because it's very, very fitting. I mean, 10 of Pentacles is what a Capricorn always wants to see. And this would do very well here, but this one fits better because is um it is including in the rainbow here are difficulties. Because the 10 of Pentacles has some kind of air. There's no hint of difficulty. There's a hint of coming in from a journey. You have people walking into the castle. They came from somewhere. They're breaking their journey, right? But there's no real tale of difficulty in the Ten of Pentacles. You can assume it. But they're coming into abundance, and, Capricorns love that. But this is talking about it's that and more. This is emotional fulfillment, which is what everyone wants in life, right? because money doesn't buy us emotional fulfillment. And I know a lot of Capricorn would beg to differ, but you know what I'm saying. This is more than that. So, emotional fulfillment and the rainbow represents celebration or, calm and the sun coming out after a storm, right? Because that's when we see rainbows, after the rain. So the storm is now ended, and then here is the rainbow, and we're rejoicing in the sunlight. So this is what we can look forward to. But my eyes just went over to the temperance again. Temperance card. Um this transmutation and this alchemy, which is ongoing. This isn't like you do a ritual, you light a candle, and then, you wait for things to manifest for you. This is ongoing effort in everything we do every day, right? Someone cuts us off. How are we going to react to that? Are we going to fly off the handle and flip the person the bird and try and cut them off again and start a war and that kind of thing? Or are we going to be like, oh, that person, you know, love and light to those people? They're just, God knows what's happening to them in their lives. And we're going to move on to something happier. Um, the Karen in the grocery store, the person that's trying to con us, or, someone that says something unkind to us. This is ongoing throughout our day, our week, our month, and how we face everything. Because adversity is always going to be presented to us, even in this atmosphere, right? But it's how we deal with them and get past them that's going to create this in our life. Okay? I love you, Cappies. All of you. No Cappies left behind. It's okay, even if those of you who are listening to this and you're uh, intellectually absorbing this, but emotionally and spiritually, you're not there yet. Like, yeah, I don't see it, grasshopper. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know about that. Um, I feel you. But we'll get through this together. At some point, you are going to see. You're going to see. It's going to, at some point, you're going to be like, oh, this is what Grasshopper was talking about. It is starting to get better. It's going to happen. Um, Listen, guys, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I am looking forward to that because sometime after I hit 1,000 subscribers, um, I am going to do a live stream. And I was thinking of doing live stream for everyone and a live stream for Capricorns. I'm not going to do an individual live stream for all 12 signs, but I will do it for Capricorn because I feel the closest to you guys and I know that you guys have gone through it. So we're going to start like a little Capricorn community. Um, and I was thinking of doing a channel, No Capricorn Left Behind. Yeah, I really am considering it because there needs to be a Capricorn community. Okay, guys. Um, like I said, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's crazy that in the analytics I have repeat uh, viewers that a lot of you guys are not subscribed, and I think it's because you guys overlook it because you're kind of involved in the reading, and then you click off and go to something else. But the thing is that please do take the time out and click that subscribe button. It really does a lot to help grow the channel. It if you see my view count, it's very low, and it's because my subscribe there's a lot that goes into it, but um, it's all about engagement. And my number of subscribers really tells the algorithm that I had. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied now because this is something that means a lot to me. I get tongue tied when I'm emotional. Um, but it really shows the algorithm that I have engagement and people are really interested in the channel. So please don't walk away from this reading without subscribing. Even if you think that you are subscribed, just have a look for me really quick anyway. You might find that you're not subscribed or you've been unsubscribed, which YouTube tends to do for a reason that I don't understand. So it happens to me with my own favorite channels, okay? So go ahead and click. Don't forget to click the notification bell so that you don't miss future videos. Also, when I come to mind, don't wait for the notifications. Just have a peek at the channel and see if there's anything new because sometimes you won't get the notifications again for some mysterious reason. Okay? Um, I am assuming that this is your sun sign that you're watching. What you may not realize is that your moon, rising, and north node signs are just as important to watch um, and to follow. If you don't know what those are, you can find out very easily and for free online. Just Google calculate my blank sign. You can find plenty of sites that will do it for you for free. Come back to the Healing Grasshopper channel and watch the corresponding videos. If you're really inclined to helping this channel, what you can also do is go to the playlist section. I've made plenty of playlists. There is a Capricorn playlist and plenty of others. Choose a playlist, put it on auto play, and have it on as background music or background noise music um, while you're doing your daily tasks or even when you're winding down in bed because watch hours are everything to help a channel grow. So I thank you in advance. Um, Shout out to all of my viewers, my English speakers. I see you in my analytics, my US, UK, Canada, Australia viewers. I'm so grateful for your support. Thank you. My non English speakers, Spanish speakers, Portuguese speakers, Filipino, and Indian watchers. I really appreciate you as well. Um, to the Hindi speaker who asked for me to dub my videos, thank you for the suggestion, and it's definitely on my list of goals. But the thing is that it's very expensive. I'm not able to afford that right now. But what I ask is for you to stick with the channel, help it grow, and as it grows, I will be able to afford it and we will get there together. Okay? So I will speak to you soon, Cappies. I love you. Love, light, and many blessings.